Yes.
Ranger Joe. Yeah.
Wrong. Never mind. Jesus. Hey guys, my name is Ju Solo,
Poppy Ortiz.
and today we're back here again to review Birds of Prey. Margot Robbie, you still look amazing, by the way.
Whoop whoop.
That was my. Why do they call it Birds of Prey?
Because those are his little birdies, and then at the end they they form.
I guess, yeah.
Well, let's review.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's review.
All right, guys, we're gonna get straight into this bad boy. All right, we had a night to sleep on it. Right, we didn't speak much about it last night after we left the movie theaters. It was cold as balls. If you guys didn't know, New England weather is nutty.
Fresh back from Florida, by the way. Whoop.
Seriously, smacking the
Right
face.
into that.
Seriously. All right, let's get right into it, guys. First things first, they set up the whole Joker
not being a part of that whole new DCU.
And I like the way they kind of did it because they talk about him through the whole freaking movie, but first things first, they're broken up.
Yeah,
she gets kicked out.
Yeah, they're broken up. He basically tossed her to the curb, and
no, literally.
Yeah, and she totally is pretending to be okay with it, and totally not being okay with it, emotionally, and so they're broken up. And it's for the better for the movie.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I did like was that they had her narrate the whole thing.
I did like that.
Cool. Yeah, they decided to tell a story. Like, I understand a lot of people's like main gripes about it was like the first like half an hour felt sloppy and like kind of everywhere. I actually liked it just because like it almost felt like Quentin's Pulp Fiction, where you're at one point in the story and then it cuts back a week later and something else is happening. But
yeah, they did a lot of that.
Everything ends up connecting. Well, I personally liked it.
Well, the thing is, it got better for me as it
once it hits that point.
Yeah,
I
like
exactly
I would tell people like give it a chance.
For sure,
it's a fun movie.
It's funny. I laughed. I was
and there are a lot of funny parts. And for me, the standout of the movie was Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
He was just amazing as Black Mask. He really killed it. He brought a sense of humor. He brought
his whole performance was off the chain.
Yeah, he brought a little darkness too. Seriously. At the same time, he had a little bit of a temper.
He had me laughing the whole movie.
Yeah, it was he did a great job. But yeah, so
she has a pet hyena.
The pet hyena was amazing.
They do a lot of crazy
and she called
things.
It Bruce.
Yeah,
which was hilarious.
All the crazy stuff that happens in the movie, it felt in place.
Yeah, there was a lot of good fighting sequences there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the girls kicked ass.
Yeah, so basically they set up the stories. They're broken up. They're not going to be together anymore. And she doesn't want to tell people, so she's going out living her life like she's still with the Joker.
Yeah, so she's safe around town.
Basically, yeah. Because without the Joker, so many people already hate her. The only reason they don't mess with her is because that's the Joker's girl. You don't mess with the Joker's girl. But she gets emotional one night, gets a little drunk, and decides to destroy the plant that we see from the first Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Of how she became Harley Quinn, and they did it together. They made the jump together.
Their little love moment.
Yeah. She blows it up to let everybody know her and the Joker are no longer together.
Because she's fed up. Yeah, she's fed up with it. She's tired of people acting like she can't do it on her own.
Yeah.
It's definitely an empowering movie for women.
Yeah, and it paints a target on her back from that point.
As she probably wanted, because she is a producer of the film.
For sure, yeah. They did a great job with that. It did.
Yeah.
But yeah, the target kind of gets painted on her back from then on, from police to all the gangs around the city.
To Black Mask.
Yeah, to Black Mask.
I mean, everybody. Yeah, everybody has a gripe with her. And she's basically on the run for a good amount of the movie.
You know what the thing is like with Suicide Squad's editing, you know how like in Birds of Prey they had like every new person that would come up, it would stop, and then they would have the writing and it'd say the grievance was whatever. Like that style of editing worked a lot better for Birds of Prey.
It did, and Birds of Prey was definitely what Suicide could have been. Yeah. If it had more time.
For sure. And like more structure, because it was just
if everyone had more time to make the movie between the writing and filming, I feel like it had the fun it should have had.
For sure.
Yeah. Especially with all the characters, they had a lot of fun. Like you said, the way they described each character was way better.
Cool. And a lot of them were funny. Yeah, so then at that point, basically, we get introduced to Rosie Perez as well, because after she blows up the whole plant or whatever, Rosie's the cop.
She's a detective, yep.
Yeah, and she's super dedicated, and Rosie Perez still looks great for her age, too.
And we actually saw her in person. He doesn't remember, but I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember her specifically too much.
She's a boxing fan.
Shout out to Rosie Perez.
Yeah,
I should remember.
she
Young
does,
man back then. I was a young man. Still am.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah. So basically, now the target's on her back. Rosie Perez is the cop. She's on the whole let me go get Harley Quinn.
And she's always getting the short end of the stick, so she's out to prove something.
Which was hilarious when they show her back at the precinct and she's like talking to her boss and she has the what was that? I shaved my balls.
I shaved my balls for this. Yeah.
She was wearing the shirt for like half the movie.
That was funny. That was funny.
When I first saw it, I was like, wait, what is that?
I thought her casting was good.
Her casting was real good.
She's got a nice little attitude for to be a nice little detective.
For sure. And then obviously Black Mass. Yeah, Black Mass, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Black Mass, Ewan McGregor's character, he now wants to get her the heck out of here.
No, actually, he wants to use her.
Well, yeah, he wants to use her
because he was going to kill her first, but he figured now since she's not with the Joker, that he could have her.
Yep.
And he wants to take over basically.
And early on in the movie, they really set him up as like this crazy character because they have him where he comes in and the dude's about to shave off the girl's face, like literally her whole face.
Yeah, they're peeling faces off. Yeah.
Peeling the whole face off.
Yeah, that's his thing. He really doesn't do any of the dirty work, but
no.
He's kind of the guy who points the fingers.
Yeah, he's the director. He's over here. You do this, you do that. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, his character is still scary. It still gives you the creeps.
Yeah, for sure.
But he also has like a good comedic performance.
Yeah, and then they set up a little bit of heart with the little Asian girl. Mm-hmm. Where she doesn't come from the best family and stuff like that.
Yeah, her character was set up pretty good too. Yeah, she's basically the pickpocket girl. She's the thief.
Yeah, it also brings in Smollett girl.
Black Canary.
Yeah, Black Canary.
And she's a singer for the club in which Black Mask owns.
I don't know if that was that actress' voice or not, but when she was in there singing that song,
she could. I don't know.
It could have been. Well, whoever's voice it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like I thought that scene was actually pretty dope. Really dope scene.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she's got some talents too.
Yeah,
she can kick some butt and she can sing her butt off too.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, they kind of set up a little nice relationship between her and the Asian girl. She kind of feels for her a little bit. Like Ray said, she's a pickpocketer.
She's an orphan.
Yeah, she's an orphan. She doesn't have much, no money, so she pickpockets. She goes to the city pickpocketing people, and she tells her one day you're gonna pickpocket the wrong person, and she
actually does. There's one more character that we get introduced to, and that was Huntress. And she was one of my favorite characters because
I'd like to see more of her, to be honest.
Yeah. A little bit more she had like a serious vibe to her, but they brought a comedic side to that.
And she can kick some ass.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool how she would be serious and then be funny at the same time.
For sure. Yeah.
Her character was pretty cool, and she was out for vengeance.
Oh, she was out for vengeance.
We really didn't know her purpose.
Yeah.
We just knew she was killing people with bows.
And it kind of goes back to the editing of the film, because long story short, the Asian girl, she pickpockets a diamond, right? Mm-hmm. Ewan McGregor's character, he wants it, right? So she ends up getting arrested. Kind of helps saves Harley Quinn a little bit because they're out to kill her. And when they sit down, she's trying to figure out a way to get herself out of the situation. So the one thing she was like, I can get you the one thing that you're looking for.
And that's that diamond. And that diamond is it's not just a diamond. It has more money inside. It has bank numbers inside the diamond that belong to a crime family.
It is important.
Yeah, and it's important, and that gives him the power to take over Gotham. So he really wants it. And he uses Harley to help retrieve that. But he doesn't just use Harley.
Oh, no.
He sends out the text to every mercenary in Gotham.
He thinks this thing is fun. He's like, let's watch a show.
Yeah, like I said, he's crazy, he's funny, and he's got a dark side to him as well.
He does the most hilarious
He's creating
stuff.
chaos. Yeah.
It's great. He does a lot of great stuff. But yeah, and then I thought the super dope scene ones, and it was kind of a loophole too, because where she goes, Harley, now that we know, she has to go get the Asian girl, and she's in the precinct or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she goes into the precinct, and she starts kicking some ass.
Yeah, she takes some names.
Yeah,
and she uses like bean bags.
Yeah, they're like bean bags.
It's a shoddy shooting out some bean
confetti
bags,
grenades,
confetti, and some color.
It actually looked pretty cool.
It was pretty.
I thought it was cool.
Pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
But then my only loophole for that is you would think in Gotham City, Batman would be at somebody attacking a precinct.
He would, but I think
you know what I'm saying.
Gotham's big.
Yeah,
we don't know how big Gotham is. He's doing other stuff.
And technically, that story really is in one day.
Well, yeah, and they kind of set up how there's a lot of villains in Gotham, you know.
For sure. Yeah.
And this is just some part of the chaos that's going on.
Yeah.
Like, we have Black Mask, and he wants to take over,
Yeah.
but the Joker's still out there technically.
Technically,
We don't see him, but
Yeah, at
he's
all.
also, there's a lot of bad things going on.
for sure. But yeah, that scene was awesome. And then my favorite scene was she goes into this other room in the back of the police thing, and there's like stacks of cocaine.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that helps her fight. Yeah, she gets a little sniff.
She starts sniffing cocaine, and she goes and kicks some ass.
Yep, she didn't play around.
Kicks some serious.
Yeah, I really
ass.
like the choreography and how on some of the fight scenes with all the females
Yeah.
on the movie.
And I like how they set up Huntress as far as all of a sudden, like, people around Harley Quinn that she's talking to, like, start dying, and Huntress is there. And we don't know why she's killing those people, and we kind of figure that out as the movie goes on. And I thought it was a good story for her because you kind of feel for her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
her whole family gets slaughtered.
Yeah, so they kind of set up all these different characters, and they set them up pretty good, and they kind of come together to protect this little girl.
Yeah, they kind of become a team. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? They
'cause-
need each other.
yeah.
They all have a similar goal.
Yeah, so they're protecting this little girl who everybody wants now because she has the diamond.
Yep.
And remember, Black Mask, he texts every mercenary, so every mercenary is out there helping him, and he wants this power.
Yeah, basically, Harley isn't safe.
Yeah, Harley isn't safe. She even tries to sell her out, but it turns out, not to be in her favor.
No.
And they all have to come together to kind of protect themselves
For sure.
and protect the girl.
Yep.
And yeah.
So they really kind of make Cassandra like Harley Quinn's protege, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was
nice.
She kind of took it under her wing.
Yeah.
And they needed each other at that point.
They did a good job at keeping Harley Quinn like an anti-villain.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Where you do feel for her, but you can also see her. She does bad things.
Yeah.
She's not a hero. She's not out there saving anybody. Well, she did kind of save
And
the
she's
girl.
and she's kind of out to prove that she can do it on her own.
Yeah, she doesn't need the Joker. She
And
doesn't
that
need a
they
man.
should fear her.
Yeah, she doesn't need another man to help her. None of the girls do because it's just a bad. All of them are just badass girls. But yeah, basically we get to the third act, and my biggest problem with the movie was how Ewan McGregor's character kind of goes. I thought it was like anticlimactic.
See, I didn't mind that. I
Right.
thought it was
he
on
didn't-
par for the movie.
Like he puts my whole thing is he puts on the black mask, and I think he's gonna go out there and kick ass, and he doesn't do anything.
See, I
He
didn't.
just takes the girl and then he dies.
I hear you, but I just didn't. I didn't expect him to do anything because he didn't do anything the whole movie.
He didn't.
He was kind of just. He
He
was
was
never
just-
the fighter.
No,
He was
yeah.
just the mastermind.
Which is true. They do set up his character. To be
You
that.
know,
They do.
I don't. Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't mind. It was on par with the movie.
Yeah.
How the movie was and the style and the pace.
For sure.
Was so yeah. They eventually have to get together to protect Cassandra Cain
And they go to like this super like
what was
comic
it called?
book.
What was it called? It was the. But yeah, they end up meeting up at a place.
It's like a carnival place almost.
Yeah, where Harley Quinn was supposed to trade the girl in because,
Yeah.
like we said, she's undecided on what she wants. She kind of wants to save her, but so we're in the third act now, and Cassandra Cain basically swallowed the diamond that she stole, and
Which was kind of like a funny little point throughout the movie.
it was genius on her end.
She goes to buy laxatives for her, and stuff, and the girl won't poop.
Yeah, she won't poop.
She won't poop at all. So it was actually pretty funny at the end of the movie. Like they tape her to make sure she doesn't go anywhere. Harley Quinn literally tapes her to the toilet to make sure that she poops because they're trying to get this diamond out of her.
Yeah, and it's cool.
But yeah, Black Mask shows up with his crew. All the mercenaries are there. Everybody's trying to get her.
Yeah, so Harley Quinn basically is trying to give her away for her freedom, and trying to make a deal with Black Mask, but Black Mask is not going to make a deal.
No.
Rosie Perez shows up. She like spoils the party.
Yeah.
And there's funny parts where she gets kicked and mangled by Harley Quinn and by
Yeah.
everyone really. It's kind of funny. She goes through a window.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
and then
crazy.
Once Huntress joins the crew, she starts going off.
And then they kind of realize that they all need each other.
Yep. Yeah.
And they go against Black Mask.
And what I was surprised about, because I'm not too into what is her name again? What's her character's name again?
Cassidy Cain?
Is that her name? What was it? The Smollett girl.
Oh, that's Black Canary.
All right, yeah. So one thing that I was super surprised about Black Canary, because I'm not too familiar with Birds of Prey and her as a character, I was very surprised when she comes out and then her powers comes out, because obviously we knew she had a voice from the beginning, but she lets out like this, her voice, or this like sonic boom almost. It's like, "Ah!" And she clears out the room. She clears out the room.
That was pretty cool.
But
I was waiting the whole film for her to like for the movie to utilize her powers. And,
yeah, for
and
sure.
They did.
Yeah, for sure. That would have been cool to see it sooner, but it was dope. You know, she kind of saved the day a little bit. But yeah, it leads to Black Mass taking the little girl. Harley goes after him, and he puts an end to him.
It puts an end to him, and he doesn't like how tragic it happened. But I felt like it was on par.
A little bit more of a fight. But I understand because they did set his character up to kind of be that.
It was on par with his character.
They kind of set it up to be that. And then we get a nice little finale. What I liked about it was they're all sitting down at the end it was like a diner.
It's a little taco diner.
Having a classic diner scene in a movie where they're talking about everything that they just conquered. And it's like, it almost seems like too good to be true. Like, they're not going to be with each other. They're not really friends with each other, right?
Yeah.
And then they're talking, and then midway through the conversation, they look, Harley Quinn's no longer there anymore. She's out. She's like, I don't like you guys.
She's gone. Yep.
Yeah.
And she's gone with...
friends?
Yep. And, wait, did she leave after... Did she leave with Cassandra Cain?
She left with Cassandra.
With Cassandra,
yeah. Remember,
because Cassandra it took a taco.
Yeah.
Or a burrito.
Yep.
It took a burrito for Cassandra Cain to poop out the diner. Yeah. And, her and Harley.
They hit the deuces. They say, we're out of here.
They're out of here.
Which
was kind of cool, and it was their way of separating Harley from what came to be the Birds of Prey.
Absolutely.
You thought throughout the movie that Harley was a part of them.
No.
And in reality, the movie kind of set up Birds of Prey to be a different in a different lane than Harley Quinn.
Yeah, for sure.
The movie goes on, and it kind of sets up at the end where Rosie Perez leaves the force and joins Huntress and Black Canary, and they fight for their rights and crime around Gotham, and they call themselves Birds of Prey. And throughout the movie, Ewan McGregor is calling them little birdies.
Yeah.
Little birdies.
And to be honest with you guys, overall, I thought it was a very entertaining movie. Was it the best movie in the world? No. Very entertaining, though. I thought it was funny.
It was fun.
Good action, right? And it's kind of been the story so far of the movies that we've seen so far in 2020. Solid films, fun, good to watch, but nothing too crazy. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a good 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10?
I'm going to go 6 out of 10.
I enjoyed it because of the humor. It really honestly had me laughing a lot.
And it was fun. It was fun. It definitely kept me, intrigued the whole way. But like you said, there were good parts of the movie and good characters. I feel like I just hope that they set it up for a reason. Yeah. It kind of feels like the movie was kind of made just to make it.
For sure.
I'm not sure if that's the case.
Clearly, Margot Robbie wanted it to be made too. She was fighting for it.
So it kind of feels like it was just.
It does feel like that.
It's not a necessity in the DCU.
Yeah. Margot Robbie's like, listen, you moving on to a different Joker. Don't forget about me.
Hopefully, they use that to spin off Birds of Prey movie. I don't necessarily think it could be a movie, maybe more of a series.
I'd like to see more in this universe. It was cool. It was fun.
They could make a little Birds of Prey series, and I wouldn't be upset with that. I don't think there's enough backing for a movie, but maybe a series.
Yeah. Well, and we'll see where the DCU kind of goes from here. It seems like they're doing like these standalone films, and nothing's really.
Although they do reference some.
They do reference stuff. It's a part
from
of the
Suicide Squad. Some. For sure.
They did on the wall in the
bar and her
Boomerang.
outfits.
They have Boomerang.
And her outfits as well.
For sure.
But
that was cool.
But there's not much, and then Joker obviously. But there's not much other than that. They're kind of moving forward, which is good.
Which is good. Yeah. They're putting their foot in good direction. No more doo doo.
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air. Yeah. They're in a good direction. We're gonna put it that way.
Absolutely, guys. All right, guys. Until next time, please like, comment, share, subscribe. We love you.